Do you want a nugget of truth to start out your day? If so, you have come to the right place. Here we give you a devotional power boost to the beginning of your day and pray that God will bless you as He sees you on your way. Welcome, and so glad you have joined us for yet another daily devotional on Praying with a Mission. I am reading from Amazing Answers to Big Bible Questions. Today we are going to be studying, what does it mean that if we sin willfully, there no longer remains a sacrifice for us? Our Bible verse today is from Hebrews 10, verses 26 and 27. If we sin willfully, after we have received the knowledge of truth, there no longer remains a sacrifice for sin, but a certain fearful experience of judgment. If a person continues to sin after receiving knowledge of truth, there's nothing more God can do. We've been created with free choice, and God doesn't force His will on anyone. If we persist and cling to a life of sinning, over time our hearts will harden to God's voice. Matthew 12 verses 31 says, "Every sin and blasphemy will be forgiven man, but the blasphemy against the Spirit will not be forgiven man." This is talking about the continuous rejection of God's Spirit, leading to the unpardonable sin. This is a gradual process. It doesn't happen overnight. If the Holy Spirit convicts a person, and the person continually rejects the conviction, eventually he or she reaches a point they can't hear the promptings of the Holy Spirit any longer. Obviously, sometimes we fail. It's not permitted. We don't want to disappoint the Lord. But there is intentional sin when a person says, I want to do what the world does, and I'm just going to hope God saves me. If we expect God to save us, even though we've fallen our fleshy desires, we're only following ourselves. Paul says, do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man sows, that will also he reap. For he who sows to the flesh will reap corruption. Galatians 6 verses 7 and 8. There is no person on earth who hasn't sinned willfully at least once. If everyone who sinned willfully one time is doomed, then we'd all be doomed. But we know it's not just one sin that separates us from the sacrifice of Christ. It's a continual rebellion. And what more can God do to save us if we reject His grace and power to have a victorious life? If you have enjoyed this devotional, then please look around and find the like button and give it a friendly tap on the shoulder. Put a comment down there and tell me which part of this devotional was your favorite, which part you got out a good nugget that you can take throughout the day, and just consider subscribing, because the more the merrier, and God's family is not a small family. So if you would love to join us in this adventure of praying with a mission, check out what we have below. There are many other options, and see you around.